President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. wants those involved in the country's anomalous flood control project to be held accountable. In his presidential address on Monday, the president stressed that
Our headlines for tonight: President Marcos assures to hold accountable those involved in the flood control project anomalies by naming the members of the Independent Commission for Infrastructure.
Senator Dante Marcoleta fires back with the Secretary Body for a statement over Discayas as its Senate votes.
Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong denies resignation amid new national appointment.
The Criminal Investigation and Detection Group nabbed city members in a bypass operation in Pampanga.
Over 100,000 anti-immigration protesters flux in London.
Check.
Good evening, bring the latest news for tonight. I am ALVIN PELOBELLO.
And I am KRIZZA Lopez. This is Eurotv News Thread. The details on our broadcast. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has ordered the creation of an independent commission to investigate a major corruption scandal involving flood control projects.
The president stressed that those involved, including higher profile lawmakers and his own allies, will not be spared from the investigation. Here's the report.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. wants those involved in the country's anomalous flood control project to be held accountable. In his presidential address on Monday, the president stressed that he wants justice to be served against the corruption being perpetrated by lawmakers in the Congress and the Senate. Also, the officials of the Department of Public Works and Highways and contractors who embezzled multi-billion pesos from the people's taxes. The president stressed, along with the publicization of the members of the Independent Commission for Infrastructure, or ICI, that will focus on the investigation of the flood control project, that through this he wants to show Filipinos that there is justice and equality.
However, so as to make it very, very clear to people that this is independent. I would like to stress this over and over again. It is an independent commission, and that is why we have taken great pains to make sure that that independence is respected, is recognized, and is observed.
Regarding the involvement of his cousin House Speaker Martin Romualdez and allies named involved in the flood control projects, namely Ako Bicol Party List Representative Zaldico and Senators Joel Villanueva and Jinggoy Estrada, the president said they are not spared from the investigations.
There's only one way to do it, isn't there? They will not be spared. We'll say, hindi, wala tayong kinikilingan, wala tayong tinutulungan. Wala namang maniniwala sa'yo hanggat gawin mo eh. So, gagawin namin.
For the independent organization Alyansa ng Bantay sa Kapayapaan at Demokrasya, led by Chairman Emeritus Dr. Jose Antonio Guisha, those named in the controversy need to purge their ranks, particularly in the Senate and the Congress. Guisha explains that the investigation will be meaningless if those involved refuse to face the investigations. He also said that politics should be put aside in the situation. What is needed is a leader with integrity who stands up for truth. The president has also named the members of the ICI, including former Supreme Court Associate Justice Andres Bernal Reyes Jr. as the head of the Independent Commission, Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong as the special advisor, and former DPWH Secretary Rogelio Babe Singson and Rosana Fajardo from the private sector as a members. The ICI is tasked with expediting the investigation of the anomalous flood control projects in the country.
We can say, at least this commission can say, They have no ties to any part of government. They are all out of government. They are all personalities who are out of government, except for Mayor Benji Magalong.
All flood control projects for 2026 have been cancelled by the President. This is Alvin Pelobello for Eurotv News.
In line with the ongoing investigation into flood control projects, President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. has instructed the Department of Public Works and Highways to return the authority to approve nationally funded projects to local government units. Vanessa Cleofas tells us more.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has directed the Department of Public Works and Highways or DPWH to return to local government units or LGUs the authority to approve national government infrastructure projects in their respective areas before declaring as completed. This is in line with the ongoing investigation of some questionable and defective flood control projects recently discovered by the government that left unfinished yet declared as completed. According to the President, one of the reasons such as projects were declared completed, even though they clearly not, is the lack of authority given to LGUs to inspect or accept national government infrastructure projects once turned over by DPWH. According to the President, billions of pesos were allocated for this anomalous project allegedly involving contractors, some personnel of the DPWH and other government officials. Marcos said he was deeply surprised to learn that the previous administration removed this power from the LGUs, which should have been a crucial step to ensure that infra projects were properly completed in their respective communities.
Tinanggal na yung rule na dati na kapag may project ang national government sa isang LGU, pagtapos na yung project, kailangan i-accept nung mayor, kailangan i-accept nung governor, kati barangay captain, kailangan tatanggapin niya, titignan nila. And this is an important safeguard dahil pagka nasa LGU ka, hindi mo naman pinagkikitaan yung project. Walang pwedeng sabihin completed kung hindi accepted ng local government. Babalik natin yun. Tinanggal nila in the last administration. We are putting it back because that is one of the best safeguards that we have.
This measure, according to the President, aims to prevent ghost project. The restoration of this authority to local chief executive is also expected to assist the national government in preventing the current problems of anomalous flood control projects. At present, the Senate and Congress continue to investigate this questionable project and individuals involved. In addition, the government has also formed the Independent Commission for Infrastructure or ICI to further probe and address the said issue. This is Vanessa Cleofas for Eurotv News.
Senator Rodante Marcoleta has voiced dismay over Secretary Boying Remulla's conflicting remarks on whether the Vizcayas can become state witnesses in the flood control project cases. He insists the laws allows their immunity if endorsed by a legislative committee despite Remulla's reservations. Here's my report.
Senator Rodante Marcoleta is prepared to confront Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla over his contradicting remarks that the Vizcayas cannot serve as the state witnesses in the flood control project cases in the country. According to Senator Marcoleta, he had relied on Remulla's earlier statement that the Vizcayas could be granted immunity to become state witnesses in the flood control case on a phone call, but he expressed dismay after Remulla later declared that they cannot serve as state witnesses unless the ill-gotten wealth are being returned.
Nagtaka nga po ako kung bakit ganun ang sinabi ng ating SOJ sapagkat linggo, isang araw bago pasimulan natin yung pangatlong investigation. Nagkausap po kami. Tahasan niyang sinabi sa akin. Pwede yan, sabi niya sa akin. Alam niyo naman si Secretary Boying Remulla, matalik kong kaibigan yan, matagal kami nagsama sa House of Representatives. So pinanghawakan ko yung kanyang sinabi sa akin.
Citing Republic Act No. 6981, Marcoleta argued that in aid of legislation, the application could be granted following the recommendation of a legislative committee that would endorse it to the DOJ.
Ibig sabihin, lahat po ng aking ginawa na aksyon ay naaayon naman sa batas na umiiral.
Remulla's statement also became the basis for Senate President Vicente Tito Soto to reject Marcoleta's recommendation.
Sa tamang pagkakataon, I'm going to confront the Secretary of Justice kung bakit niya sinabi yun. Sapagkat malinaw naman po sa batas. Kung titingnan po ninyo yung Section 3, isama na po ninyo yung Section 10 ng Republic Act 6981. Maliwanag po doon kung ano-ano ang mga requirements na kakailanganin para mapasa ilalim ng Witness Protection Program ang isang witness na nag-apply. Hindi po kasama doon yung restitution na kanyang binabanggit na magbabalik ka pa ng kung ano-ano sa gobyerno.
Before being removed as chairperson of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee, Senator Marcoleta recalled that Curly and Sara Diskaya had already revealed several lawmakers who allegedly approached them for kickbacks. However, during the joint committee hearing of the House Committee on Infracom, Curly Diskaya retracted, saying that they never had any transaction with House Speaker Martin Romualdez and former House Appropriation Chair Saldico. Marcoleta stressed that it is the court's responsibility to verify the statements made under oath by the Diskayas, not the Senate.
Yung testimony po ay substantially corroborated in its material points. Sinasabi ng mga Diskaya, meron po kaming dokumento eh. Dapat sana tuntunin nila. Meron po kaming mga ledger. Hindi naman nila inahanap kung nasa ng mga ledgers. Dapat yun ang tanongin nila sa mga Diskaya.
In response, Secretary Remulla clarified that he cannot grant the application simply because it was requested or recommended by an official. He emphasized that the process must still be observed and several considerations must be evaluated before granting state witness status to any individuals. KRIZZA Lopez for Eurotv News.
Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong is dismissing rumors of his resignation following his appointment to the national post. He assures his new role as special advisor and investigator for the Independent Commission for Infrastructure will not affect his duties as mayor. Catherine Landicho has more.
Mayor Benjamin Magalong firmly denied rumors on Monday that he has resigned from his post as mayor following his appointment as special advisor and investigator for the Independent Commission for Infrastructure. Magalong emphasized that his new role at ICI tasked with investigating alleged irregularities in flood control projects will not interfere with his mayoral responsibilities. President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., who appointed Magalong to the national post, cited that mayor's experience and integrity as key reason for entrusting him with a sensitive investigation into questionable infrastructure developments. Despite this additional responsibility, Magalong assured the public that his commitment to Baguio remains his top priority. This is Catherine Landicho for Eurotv News.
Relatives of public officials may soon be banned from government contracts under a bill filed by House Majority Leader Sandro Marcos. More from this report.
House Majority Floor Leader in Ilocos Norte 1st District Representative Sandro Marcos has filed a bill seeking to disqualify relatives of government officials from securing government contracts. Under House Bill No. 3661, all relatives up to the 4th civil degree of consanguinity or any form of relation will be prohibited from entering into government contracts. The measure covers all projects of government agencies, whether public or private contracts, including those under local government units. It all bars relatives of officials from becoming suppliers, infrastructure contractors, joint venture partners, or entering into any similar agreements with the government. Within 60 days of enactment, the bill mandates the Government Procurement Policy Board, the Department of the Interior and Local Government, the Public and Private Partnership Center, and the Governance Commission for GOCCs to oversee its implementation. This is KRIZZA Lopez for Eurotv News.
Davao City Acting Mayor Sebastian Baste Duterte has filed a kidnapping complaint against the top officials of the Marcos administration, alleging his father, former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte, was illegally arrested in March. The younger Duterte argues that the arrest was unlawful given the Philippines' withdrawal from the International Criminal Court. Mia Layagin reports.
following the postponement of the ICC confirmation hearing on the crimes against humanity against former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte, calls for his interim release as well as the indefinite adjournment of his case grew stronger. 2 weeks before the initial hearing set on September 23rd, the ICC Pretrial Chamber 1 decided to postpone the hearing, accepting the defense's appeal that Duterte is not fit to stand trial due to deteriorating cognitive conditions. Amid adjournment requests, the chamber only indefinitely postponed the confirmation hearing as they wait for new updates before coming up with new actions regarding the case. In the Philippines, the Dutertes made another move, once again raising the alleged illegal arrest against Duterte. On Monday, September 15, Davao City Acting Mayor Sebastian Basted Duterte filed before the Office of the Ombudsman 8 counts of kidnapping case against some officials of the current administration. These cases is about the alleged illegality of the arrest on March, as the Philippines is not under the Rome Statute scope, with the country withdrawing membership since 2019. Among the officials accused of kidnapping are Department of Interior and Local Government Secretary John Vic Remulla, National Secretary Advisor Eduardo Año, Department of National Defense Secretary Gilbert Chodoro, Department of Justice Secretary Boying Remulla, and USEC Nicolas Felix T. Among the respondents are also former Philippine National Police Chief General Romel Marbil, former CIDG Director and former PNP Chief General Nicolas Torre III, Philippine Special Envoy for Transnational Crime Honorable Marcos Lacanilao, Philippine Center on Transnational Crime Executive Director Anthony Alcantara, Prosecutor General Richard Anthony Fadulion, and PNP Directorate for Comptrollership Director and former PNP spokesperson Police Brigadier General Jean Fajardo. The younger Duterte argued that the nature and process of the arrest is illegal and is a violation of the law. The complaint also included arbitrary detention, direct assault, usurpation of judicial function, and violation of Anti-Torture and Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act. This is Mia Layagin for Eurotv News.
Acting Transportation Chief Giovanni Lopez urges the officials and workers of his agency to resort to public transportation to fully grasp the necessity of making the system better for the Filipinos. Vanessa Cleofas returns.
Starting this week, all officials from the Department of Transportation or DOTR under the road and rail sectors are now required to take public transportation going to their respective offices. This comes after Acting Transportation Secretary Giovanni Lopez issued a memorandum mandating the move. Under the directive, personnel from the said DOTR sectors must take public transportation at least once a week. This is in line with the directive of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to urgently address the daily commuting struggles of the public, particularly the overcrowding of passengers in vehicles due to the shortage of available public transport, especially during rush hours. The agency also emphasized that this move is necessary so that officials in the road and rail sector can personally experience system they are tasked to improve, especially since they are the ones implementing key DOTR projects aimed at improving transport for passengers. While the directive is not mandatory for other DOTR employees and officials, they are still encouraged to try commuting for first-hand experience. As part of this initiative, Acting Secretary Lopez himself recently tried commuting from Evergo Tesco in Commonwealth. He waited for and boarded a crowded public bus, even rode the MRT, and like an ordinary commuter, climbed the notorious Kamuning footbridge along EDSA, often dubbed Mount Kamuning. Meanwhile, the DOTR is also set to deploy more traffic enforcers and personnel along Commonwealth Avenue to assist MMDA officer in maintaining smooth traffic flow and organizing passenger boarding. The agency is also targeting to deploy more public utility vehicles or PUVs and issue additional franchises in areas with high commuter demand. This is Vanessa Cleofas for Eurotv News.
The poll body will announce that Gabriela Women's Party will be officially proclaimed as the 64th party list to secure a seat, marking its return to the lower chamber. Mia Layagin returns.
Almost 4 months since the 2025 national and local elections in May, Gabriela Women's Party will be finally officially proclaimed as a member of the party list organization of the 20th Congress of House of Representatives.
In an interview, Commission on Elections Chairperson George Erwin Garcia confirmed that he has signed on Monday the Certificate of Proclamation for Gabriela Party List and first nominee Sara Ilago. After the members of the Commission completes necessary signatories, COMELEC expects to officially proclaim Gabriela as the 64th party list in the HOR by Wednesday. It can be recalled that Gabriela and other progressive groups have consistently urged COMELEC to proclaim the party list, getting the spot supposedly for Duterte Youth. Duterte Youth's registration have been declared void by both COMELEC 2nd Division and NBank, halting their proclamation as election winners.
So far po, wala naman po natatanggap na restraining order ang COMELEC patungkol sa bagay na ito, lalo na po doon sa pagka-cancel ng registration ng Duterte Youth. Pero siyempre hanggang September 30 pa po kasi ang finality ng aming nailabas na desisyon.
While there is still half a month left before the decision about the cancellation of the Duterte Youth Party List registration becomes finalized, the COMELEC is studying as early as now on what process to enact to fill the 3 seats of the said void party list.
Ngayon yung tatlo naman na siya ang papalit, hahalingin sa Duterte Youth kapag naging final and executorial decision, yan yung pag-uusapan namin sa darating na Miyerkules. Although may rekomendasyon na sa amin, yung law department natin, pati yung supervisory group namin, ay aming pag-uusapan yan kung kami ba ay tataas o bababa sa listahan ng mga parties. Ibig sabihin, pag sinabi yung tataas, dapat ba ay madagdagan yung mga meron na sa taas o kaya naman ibibigay namin ito sa mga wala pa na nasa baba ng Gabriela Party.
On the other hand, Gabriela Party List Representative Sara Ilago expressed gratitude for the looming proclamation, committing to continue their fight inside the Congress. Ilago noted that they will not stop their tracks on their fight for the rights and protection of women, children, and members of the LGBTQIA+ community until there is a significant and evident change in the society.
This is Miela Yagin for Eurotv News.
The officials of Manila City has led the groundbreaking for the 5-story building library equipped with modern technology. Graciela Corazon tells us more.
Manila Mayor Isko Moreno Dumagoso and Vice Mayor Chia Chensa led the groundbreaking ceremony for the renovation of the new Manila San Francisco Friendship Library in Alvarez Street, Santa Cruz, Maynila. The modern library to be built is estimated to be 5 stories high, with a new children's section, library area, librarian office, 4 offices, 4 warehouses, and a pantry. According to Mayor Isko Moreno, the library will not only be filled with books, it will also be equipped by the modern technologies for the youth.
Yes, we will modernize our library. While we have the physical book, but also we will adapt to technology so that everyone will have an access to it. Equal opportunity in this type of equipment. And better.
The mayor added that he goal to be encouraged the youth to be diligent in studying, not just for youth but also all citizens in the city. He emphasized that the facility will not only contain books, it also have the exclusive hub for all ages from children to student to senior citizen. This is Graciela Corazon for Eurotv News.
2 active members of the Philippine Coast Guard are in the custody of the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group after they were found selling high-caliber firearms online. Henry Nicolas has the report.
In a buy-bust operation conducted by the operatives of the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group, an active member of the Philippine Coast Guard assigned in Manila was arrested in a buy-bust operation. According to CIDG, the suspect was allegedly selling high-caliber firearms online in San Simon, Pampanga on September 10. CIDG Pampanga Provincial Field Unit personnel made a transaction with the suspect for 100,000 pesos worth of one of the rifle he was selling. The suspect is now detained at the CIDG Pampanga headquarters and facing charges of violating Republic Act 10591 or the Comprehensive Firearms and Ammunition Regulation Act in relation to Republic Act number 10175 or the Cybercrime Prevention Act. CIDG is already investigating the suspect's supplier and clients. In a statement, the PCG said they will not tolerate the alleged illegal activities of the personnel. PCG Commandant Admiral Ronnie Hilgavan said in a statement that they will not allow the public trust and integrity of the organization to be. She said that the Coast Guard Manila has been instructed to cooperate the ongoing investigation. Gavan also called on their personnel to maintain the professionalism and to remain steadfast in protecting the honor and reputation of the PCG in this service to the Filipino people. This is Henry Nicolas for Eurotv News.
Meanwhile, 5 individuals were arrested in a series of police operations across Bulacan yesterday, including 3 alleged drug pushers and 2 wanted individuals. The suspects were apprehended in separate buy-bust and manhunt operations conducted by local police stations. Shai Morales with the report.
3 alleged drug pushers were arrested in a buy-bust operation conducted in San Rafael and Giginto, Bulacan yesterday, September 14. According to a report from the Station Drug Enforcement Units of the San Rafael and Giginto Municipal Police Station or MPS, the 3 suspects were found in possession of 1.52 grams of suspected shabu with an estimated value of 11,560 pesos, including the buy-bust money. The suspects are now in police custody along with the evidence confiscated at the site of the operation. They are set to be charged with a violation of Republic Act 9165, otherwise known as the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. Meanwhile, 2 wanted individuals involved in robbery and abuse were likewise arrested in Malolos and Bukawi, Bulacan on the same day. According to reports from the chiefs of Malolos City Police Station or CPS and Bukawi Municipal Police Station or MPS, the 2 wanted individuals were apprehended in manhunt operations conducted by separate police record teams. These wanted individuals were charged with robbery under Article 293 of the Revised Penal Code and a violation of Article 10A of the Republic Act 7610 or the Special Protection of Children Against Abuse, Exploitation, and Discrimination Act. They are also now under police custody before they are brought before the court, which will hear their case. This is Shai Morales for Eurotv News.
London police reported that more than hundreds of thousands anti-immigrants protesters clashed with authorities and counter-protesters on Saturday during a Unite the Kingdom rally led by far-right figure Tommy Robinson. More from Son Santiago.
Tension gripped London this Saturday, September 13, as one of the largest right-wing demonstrations filled the streets with more than 100,000 anti-immigration protesters. According to London's Metropolitan Police, attendance was estimated between 110,000 up to 150,000 people. The rally, branded as the Unite the Kingdom March, saw demonstrators carrying British and English flags, chanting nationalist slogans, and demanding tighter immigration controls. The event was led by far-right figure Tommy Robinson. It began along the Thames River and stretched into Westminster near the UK Parliament. Reuters said the protest was driven by concerns over rising immigration, pointing to migrants crossing the English Channel in small boats. This year alone, more than 28,000 asylum seekers have entered the UK across the Channel. It also overshadows economic concerns. Authorities deployed more than 1,600 officers to control the crowds, but clashes still broke out. At least 26 police officers were injured, while 25 people were arrested, the Metro Police stated. The rally was also joined by a counter-protest where about 5,000 anti-racism campaigners gathered under the banner Stand Up to Racism. This is Son Santiago for Eurotv News.
Filipino OG girl group is back on the dance floor with Sex Bomb releasing their comeback teaser. Sam Martos tells us more.
Let's step into the world of entertainment for our showbiz news. Get ready to do a get out because the original Filipino girl group Sex Bomb will be back this coming December for their concert. The original and iconic girl group Sex Bomb is making a comeback for a reunion concert. In an Instagram Reels posted by dancer and actress Rochelle Pangilinan, she shared the teaser of the group's return to the big stage. It will be recalled that the group first became known in 1999 under the name Chicken Sandwich Dancers, consisting of 4 members led by Rochelle Pangilinan, Cheche, Debra, and Janine, who later became sex bomb dancers on the noontime show It Bulaga. Some of their most popular songs are the song Spaghetti, Halo Kay Ube, Bakit Papa, and many more. Meanwhile, the reunion concert of Sex Bomb will be held on December 4 at the Araneta Coliseum. As of now, ticket prices for the concert have not yet been announced. And that's our entertainment news. Once again, I'm Sam Martos. Back to you, KRIZZA and ALVIN.
Thanks, Sam Martos. And that's the latest news for tonight. You may visit Eurotvph.com for more news and information. Once again, I am KRIZZA Lopez.
You can also catch our live broadcast through our social media accounts and via Pinoy Stream channel. I'm ALVIN PELOBELLO. Thanks for joining us. This is Eurotv News Thread. Stay safe and have a good night, everyone.